It'd be good to sleep in a proper bed for a change, even if it's only for a night. Would you look at that? I bet they keep an entire legion within those walls. And Koharu.
How many steps are there? 100? I'm going to count.
Mind letting Master Alpha know that we're here. I need to stay with the birds. Alright. So, in we go. We are going to ride in. As you know, we are helping the Doman refugees right now. I know it's not overly exciting, but we gotta get it done. Believe you me, there's some really interesting and cool stuff coming up. I really like this story of Final Fantasy XIV, even with all the boring stuff. And now we sprint. To get there faster. It's still nighttime, it's cloud cover, so you can't look up and see the stars. It's weird that there are no cities in this game that suffer from light pollution. Alright. We are almost here. And there is Alphanode and Yugiri and Kikyo and Kisagi. So I'm going to share screens so that Payment can voice two of those. Alright, let's talk to Kikyo first.
There's no screen.
I shared screen.
Can't see it.
You sack of shit. You totally could.
No.
There it is again.
It's still not working. That's weird.
Third time?
No. I'll try calling you back.
Don't try calling me, I'll call you.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a sec. Oh, Skype's being stupid right now. Hang on. Alright. Hello. Oh, might be that one of us is having internet issues. That would explain it. Oh, her Skype crashed. Okay. Alright. Sorry for the delay, everyone. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna give him a call back. Be nice if she would pick up faster. I don't like that ringtone. Hello.
Hi, sorry. It took forever to answer because Skype is weird.
Okay, do you see that?
It is loading. Yes, sorry.
Alright.
Has the first group arrived already? Wonderful. Pray and for Master Alphanode at once.
Okay, Kasagi. We welcome your return, Mistress Princess. And Yugiri.
I pray they do not grow too accustomed to this treatment. It is a welcome respite, to be sure, but a far cry from what we can expect in Revenant's Toll.
And Alphanode. Ah, Miro. I take it the first group has arrived. Excellent. Is there aught else? No, I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Yugiri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. All due respect, Alphanode would have you and Yugiri depart for Revenant's Toll without delay. It is past time Lady Yugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters of rising here in Thanalan which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation for the duration of the journey. Speak first with Slapbone upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domans will be working most closely, I should think. Afterwards, introduce Lady Yagiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, the resulting ties should stand the Domans in good stead for that which is to come. Safe travels, Mira. Alright, so we are heading out to Revenant's Toll to speak with Slapborn. Hang on one second. Just want to make sure.
You see party chat?
Yeah. Alto Kira stole your wallet again.
Use good people.
Indeed. So, we're slowly getting past this part. And there is Slapborn. Oh, I gotta share screen with you again. Alright. You see that?
Yeah.
And this must be the esteemed Lady Yugiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends, and bid you welcome to the Toll. I hope you do not find our dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and a camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, provided they are willing to earn their keep, of course.
We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slapborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence.
Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand. I give the same speech to all new arrivals, and you needn't bow your head or call me master either. We are both frontier hands, as far as I'm concerned.
As you wish, Slapborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship.
Our guests have yet to meet the antecedent. 7 hells, Miro, why are you wasting time with me? See them to the Rising Stones.
Alright, we gotta talk to Kikyo here.
At long last, we have an opportunity to prove our worth. You shan't regret this, madam.
The sentries appeared more than capable. Even so, it may be best to forbid people from venturing beyond the walls unescorted. For the time being, at least.
To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the Rising Stones anon.
Alright. We gotta speak with Minfilia in the Rising Stones. Entrance to the Solar is right here. There's Papalimo and Kultnet and Tatario. We should talk to them, why not?
As is the case with other lands, I have heard rumors of mysterious magics and martial arts. I dare not lend credence to these tales, but I cannot help but hope some are true. Eorzea may be a land of many cultures and creeds, but I nevertheless suspect that the Domans will struggle to adapt.
Tataru.
I wonder what herbs and spices they use in Doma. Maybe there's something I could add to my special tonic.
There's Hori Boulder.
This little thing, it's nothing compared to that. The Domans have endured.
Flamin.
So many youths these days fail to understand that it is incumbent on everyone to help those in need. That's why it's so wonderful when young men like Hori Boulder rise to the occasion.
Hori Boulder. Here's Ida.
Did they really sail that half-rotted ship all the way from Othard? Isn't that dangerous? What if it had sprung a leak?
They'd all be dead right now, Ida.
Ida looks really sad.
Yeah, she's not big on people sailing in rotted ships, apparently.
I am.
You sack of shit. But then your favorite character, Yugiri, would have died.
She's not my favorite.
Here's Minfilia.
Not voiced.
Go for it.
'Tis no use. Our attempts to reach the students of Baldassian continue to meet with failure. Uriandre has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that which we already know. How fare the Domans? I am given to understand you are kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhap you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview. Be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees, not when it was within our power to help them. Lady Yugiri is here. Please show her in. I should very much like to meet her. We have no objections. Pray do so with our blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady, but are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we will find it together.
As ever, it has been a pleasure, antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave, as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Flathborn, Lady Yugiri, Miro. I just combined their two names. Alright. Oh, I have to redo that apparently. Because I can only carry one of that ring. Okay, let's try this one. There.
Wow, that sucks.
Alright, let's talk to Yuri.
I am amazed that none here knew of the War of Succession until we arrived. Have you truly heard naught of what has transpired? I dared not give myself to hope in full, but for the first time in many months I am willing to do so.
Mayhap I worried overmuch. With so many able-bodied adventurers about, what beasts could pose a threat? Lots. Full belly, happy heart. The plight of the refugees weighs heavily on Minfilia's mind.
I pray the Doman's journey has been uneventful. They have endured too much hardship and for far too long. Ah, forgive me. There is another matter that I wish to discuss. My mother was to see to it that the Domans received a welcome supper. Now that the first group is nearly here, would you go and see if she is in need of assistance?
Yeah, because that's what my talents are best used for. Alright. Hey, Papalima, what are you doing over here now?
Many of these adventurers are skilled artisans as well. Mayhap it would be more efficient to contract their services.
I know what you're about to ask, and my answer is final. We can spare naught else. Inspect the manifests yourself if you yet harbor debts.
Alright, and Ida is now sitting in Tataru's chair.
I was merely resting my eyes as I complimented the plight of the Domans.
Here's Coultene and Hori Boulder.
There is much I would know of these Domans, but how best to approach the subject? Busy as they are, I doubt they are willing to indulge my curiosity. The more people we take in, the more problems we'll see.
Alright, hello, Flahemin.
Hello again, Miro. To what do I owe the pleasure? Ever the warrior, may ask the seventh heaven should have the meals ready by now, though I believe they have yet to be delivered. Would you mind speaking with Alice to be assured? Oh, and take this wine with you. The adults will appreciate it.
Wine bottles. 6 bottles of wine. Alright. And Alice should be right here.
What'll it be? Wine or something stronger? How very kind of you to volunteer your help. Here, take these meals to the emissary's assistant outside the northern gates. She'll handle distribution.
7th Heaven Special. Okay. Outside the gate. Oh, look at them all. There's a whole bunch here now. This is also a lady.
As you can see, the Doman's but recently arrived. I was assured we would have food and drink by now, but we have yet to receive aught from the seventh heaven.
Lomeni Rosso. Either Shamani Lomeni's wine is gaining recognition, or Flahemin has a soft spot for the blind vintner. Hey, that's the person we helped in Wineport. 7th Heaven Special. Slow roasted eft and grilled vegetables in a wine reduction. A popular dish amongst the frontier hands of Revenant's Toll.
Ah, excellent. Many thanks, Miro. While they had rations to sate their hunger during the journey, there is no substitute for a freshly cooked meal. I must say I was not expecting you, of all people, to deliver these. Far be it from me to question your organization's delegation of duties, but surely there are other tasks better suited to your talents.
That's what I'm saying.
Though, on further consideration, I should probably consider this a blessing. We have a situation which would benefit from your personal attention.
Alright. Writhing in the dark, the Adventurers Guild assistant is concerned about an outbreak of local fauna.
Mayhap you have already heard about the lake cobras that inhabit the area along the road of St. Cornox, as fine have multiplied to plague-like proportions of late. This wasn't a concern for us in the past, as only proven adventurers tend to gather in Revenant's Toll. However, with the recent arrival of the Doman refugees, among which are the elderly and the young both, suffice it to say, it would not do for our newly arrived guests to fall prey to the local fauna. For their sake, would you be so kind as to rid us of these rampant cobras? The creatures have made nests amongst the broken pieces of the Imperial airship. You can use these slices of rancid aft meat to lure them out.
See, that's more like it. Hunting wild beasts. That's better than running around talking to these Domans. It's like one of the when you're watching your favorite show and you get to one of those episodes that is just like all like story and they don't like do anything. They just talk the entire episode. Now, I personally don't mind those types of episodes just because they give a lot of information and story, and I like that. But I can understand why people would be bored with it. So now let's go punch things. Hey, look at that in the distance, right there, Crystal Tower. You can see it. You can actually see the top of it, the throne. Anyway. So, there's cobras hanging out in the wreckage pieces of this airship. As you can see, there's lots of wreckage of airships around. So the question is, which one of them is housing our errant snakes? Our errant cobras. Ah, there's one. Ah, rancid F meat. Not fit for consumption, but ideal for baiting cobras. Oh, unless you are wondering, yes, I do intend to do Crystal Tower on stream. I'm just not entirely sure about how to go about it or when to do it right now. I gotta work out the logistics of that later. Wild rattle. Oh, and if you look in the center of the lake there's a giant... That I'm looking at right now with like the dragon wings coming off of it is a dead dragon. That is the body of Midgard Solmer wrapped around the invincible flagship of the Garleans during their first invasion during 1.0. Well, actually, I think it may have even been before 1.0 started. But that actually has been in the center of this Silver Tier Lake since 1.0. They didn't remove it, which is good to see. Ah, there's the other cobra nest. So that, but the giant crystal tower in the side there was not there in 1.0. It was added for A Realm Reborn, and it is essentially a retelling of the crystal tower from Final Fantasy III story. Characters and everything included: Doga, Une, Zand, Cloud of Darkness. So I'm really excited to tell that in Final Fantasy XIV. So if you've ever wondered what it'd be like to see what a early Final Fantasy game battles would look like in an MMO setting, well, this game cashed in on that and was like, all right, let's do Crystal Tower. And that there is what became of it. They took the structure and story of Crystal Tower, adapted it for MMO FF14, and actually integrated it with the Final Fantasy XIV world pretty well, I'd say. These cobras don't stand a chance against Mira. Apparently they're rampant cobras. And down it goes. Right. So I imagine the other one is probably down here. Ah, there it is. I see it. There's the normal lake cobras that hang out here. This used to be the end game area in quotations for Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. Actually, I think it was for 1.0 as well. Only one snake at this one? taking out the snakes. See you later, squirrels. Sorry. Oh yeah, so I don't know if I've ever gone over this far in stream, but yeah, all these crystals here weren't there in 1.0. It was actually a lot more of a grassy area, but now they're kind of all just jutting up out of the earth as well, with Crystal Tower kind of just pointing up over them, with the ruins of airships just, you know, laying around. I really like this zone. I think they did an excellent job designing it. When I first got here, when I first started playing, I was pretty excited because I'd see my guild mates just hanging out here, and I wanted to go and see it, but I'm also an overly cautious player, so I don't like to go anywhere that I'm not actually a high enough level for yet. Which is why on our FF11 stream, you'll see we haven't actually gone to any of the Adeline areas because we haven't gotten to them in stream yet. Soon though. That's right, I don't even have to look at these to attack them anymore. Oh, you know, that reminds me, Piamat. Remember how we were watching the A10 Savage Guide there?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the mechanics is that you have to not attack or move, or else you take large damage and probably die.
Yeah.
I like how they added that in after they added in the stipulation that melee don't have to face the enemy to auto attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so weird that they, like, added that.
It's like, fuck you, game.
It's so counterintuitive.
I understand why they did it, because a lot of people lose DPS from their auto attacks. And it caused a huge gap between the best players and the worst players, so it does help lower that gap, but it also is a bit odd. Alright. Are you ready? Sharing screen. Alright, once you see this, let me know.
I see it. So the calling is done? Thank you. You have done us all a great service. While you were afield tending to that business, I saw that the Domans were fed. They are weary from their long journey, and the memory of their lost homeland is heavy in their hearts. Yet I dare say I sensed a glimmer of hope in the bearing. In time, they may yet regain a semblance of inner peace. Oh, I ought to mention that something seemed to be afoot over at the Rising Stones. Lest you be absent for a matter of import, it may be well to report back.
Okay. I'll share screens with you again in a moment. The Rising Stones entrance. Oh, there's Kikyo and Kasagi. We won't worry about talking to them right now. We're just gonna go enter the solar. Alright. You see that?
Yep. The population of Revenant Stool has fairly doubled overnight. At this rate, it'll grow into an honest-to-God city before you know it. The Adventurers Guild will oversee the delegation of tasks to our Doman friends. I shall request that this information be shared with the Scions.
While I am not averse to the expanding of our membership, the fact is it renders us more vulnerable to infiltration. We must needs tighten our vigil. Ishtola has been rather long away in her investigation. Barring any unexpected delays, I dare say she will report back any moment now.
And you, Gary.
I should scarce be surprised that Eorzea has myriad problems of its own to overcome. Nonetheless, it is heartening to know that the realm lies not beneath the Empire's shadow.
How goes the fishing?
It's voiced.
Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Ugh.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the Finless One. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the Echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
Primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
You can never have too many allies when you're facing a primal. Then they all get tempered. Alright. Minfilia! I don't know if this is voiced. I'll share screen just in case. See that?
Mm-hmm.
The sea rises. Minfilia wishes to share some final words on the coming mission prior to departing to Limsa Lominsa.
Plainly, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only recourse will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that eventuality inevitable. Yet so long as there is even a chance that the primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts toward achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Lominsa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time, and will doubtless have valuable information to share.
Alright. We're gonna go meet with the Admiral now. It's been a long time since he's actually spoken to the leaders of Limsa Lominsa. Merylwib. We've dealt with the leaders of Gridania and Ul'dah quite frequently, but not really much with the Lominsan Admiral. There's Sadistic Nightshade. I like all the varying different outfits that you can put your characters in. So you don't really that often see too many people wearing the same outfit. Unless it's the starting outfit or pantalettes for and lingerie set for lots of people wear that. You are expected. Pray take this lift to the command room. Okay. Share screens. Alright, you see that?
Yep.
Look at that, you can see out into the lands of Vilebrand. Anyway. Hello, Merylwib. I'll let you know if this is voiced or not. It's not.
Welcome, friends. I take it Ishtola has apprised you of the situation. Let us waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the serpent reavers venturing as far as Thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we would welcome the science support in this endeavor. But if, God forbid, our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support, much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Memphilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers on the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would see with mine own eyes. Is that so? Well, I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Miro. Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagan movements within the Sapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operator's staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be apprised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falkbrida has charge of the garrison.
Alright. I'm gonna turn up the volume a bit. I feel like it's probably a little low. Alright, let me know if that's better. Okay, good. Alright, so we are going to head to Camp Skull Valley in western western Lanasia. Quickest way there is to go to Aleport. Swift Perch is another area you can go to in western Thanalan, but it's further away, so I'll show you here on the map. See, we spawned right here, and we gotta go up here, so it's like a very short run. Swift Perch is way down in the bottom corner. It's kind of weird that they added in 2 here, but they won't give us a fucking Aetheryte in White Brim front in Korthus. Anyway, Squirms is being ridden over to Camp Skull Valley. As you can see, the Sahagins, which I like that they took their model and modeled them after the ones from Final Fantasy 1 in this. It's a nice little throwback. So those of you that remember getting your boat in Final Fantasy 1 and fighting sharks and Sahagins on your way to the Elven Kingdom, these should be familiar for you. Alright, here is Commander Falkbrida, which is actually a lady Rogadin. Alright. She's wearing pink boots. Ready?
I've been expecting you, Scion of the 7th Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return.
Alright. Fireworks and fish don't mix. Falkbrida would have you assist in diversionary maneuvers.
As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sapsa spawning grounds. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. That our scouts might move unhindered and return unscathed, diversionary maneuvers are presently underway. In charge of these maneuvers is Ojokal. If you are otherwise unoccupied, mayhap you would be willing to offer her your aid.
Alright, let's talk to Ishtola first.
Of late, this area has played host to many a bloody skirmish between Luminson and Sahagan forces.
Alright, and Yugiri.
A soldier of the Maelstrom has kindly furnished me with information on the enemy. Armed with this knowledge, I promise you that my presence will count for something.
And Ujigal.
You're here to help with the diversions? Aren't you supposed to be that irreplaceable adventurer with the success of the operations hinging on? I'm inclined to say it's not worth risking your neck for something so trifling such as this, but if the hero insists, who am I to argue? Here, take these explosives. Use them to blow the Sahagin palaces sky high and create a commotion in Halfstone the likes of which the fishbarks have never seen. That ought to keep them good and occupied. Oh, and in the event that the Sahagin come after you, there's no need to be shy. Stay around to get yourselves acquainted, whatever it takes to buy more time for our scouts.
Alright. So we're gonna stop our screen share so that this looks better. There we go. Okay. So, it's time for us to finally get into the fray of things. We're working with a new primal here. This one's a bit of a jerk. Essie was very excited about the stuff leading up to Leviathan because they wanted to do stuff with Leviathan since 1.0. You could actually see him in the opening video to 1.0 if you started in Limsa Laminsa. Sorry. The area has been altered beyond recognition. 'Tis sad indeed when the place of your past may only be revisited in memory. Alright. So there, if you look over there, there's Pharos Sirius, the lighthouse that we beat up the siren in at the top. It's still got crystal sticking out of it, unfortunately. That was one of the damages that occurred when Dalamud fell from the sky. Mind you, that was at the behest of the Garlean Empire when they tried to invade Eorzea. So now we gotta go blow up some Sahagin Pavises. Pavises? Pavises? Ah, there's one that's gotta blow up. Alright, so there's a fate going on called Sharknado. That's one down. Yeah, 4 more to go. Oh, there's another one over here. Apparently these guys really like their Pavises, which look just like walls to me. But whatever. This one here appears very useless too. It's just kind of off on the side. I guess it'd be good if you were playing a first-person or third-person shooter. Something to hide behind. And defeated. See you later. 2 out of 5. Oh, none appeared on that one. Another Pavis right here. None can fare against the onrush of Miro. I guess I should probably check and see what time the last recording was. Yes, it's time to reset our recording here. It's okay to stop at mid-quest.